usually, if I'm interested in learning more about an artist, I am going to their website. So Google yourself. What happens when you look up your name? Is it a website? Is it a project? Is it Wikipedia? Is the Wikipedia true? Is it articles? Is it something about a different facet of your life? So if you don't like what you see, how can you approach using your website as an opportunity to correct anything that might be wrong? You are the authority on this information. So use the website as like a real resource. Use it with intention. I understand some people really want that to be like an art project. And let me tell you, it just makes me want to close that browser and go find someone who seems interested in having a conversation. If I can't figure out how to navigate your website, if I need some sort of like extra code, if I feel like it's some sort of weirdo, like cool kids club situation, I am exasperated and I won't really pursue it. So think about what the user's experience is, right? I shouldn't have to like move my cursor in just the right place to know that like a box is gonna open. Like I've seen these. These are real examples. Don't do that. Just make it easy for us. We're there for a reason. Welcome us. Make us feel like you want to share with us. You don't need to think of your website as like a primary source for everything. It is not an archive. Edit it down, hone it, make sure there's some aesthetic and text through lines between bodies of work. But you do not need to make it diaristic. It should not be first person. It should be third person. It should be authoritative. It should share themes around your work. It should have some great visuals. It should have some biographical information. I'm a real fan of sharing all demographics because unless I know how old you are and maybe where you're from and stuff, a lot of people don't know if you're like you're the right person for certain opportunities. So I know some people get a little anxious about that, and there are reasons to leave it off, but I find it to be more helpful than not. And again, this is where you can do quality control. You can have corrections if maybe there's something in a press release that was incorrect. Could be factual, could be really personal, could be how you identify yourself. That's like a really big deal. You really want to make sure that if somebody goes to your website and they cut and paste your bio, which they will do, that it's up to date and it's correct. And then, think about the site in terms of like the sort of best quality. If you don't necessarily have a website that can host all of these things, that's totally fine. But if you're, let's say, a video artist, have a Vimeo link. Don't have a password for every single different thing. If you really feel like you want to protect your work, and I understand that, I'm not in favor of that so much. Like passwords, I find to be preventive, but make one password for all of the videos that like once I'm excited to see one, I can see all of them. I don't then have to email you again and say, can I see the second one in the series? Can you send me the password for, episode 2 of this 5 episode video presentation that you wanted me to check out? So, make sure that those things are easy for the user. And then just a few quick things to consider. Because again, you want these emails to obviously like have a target. You have the website, which is again sort of overarching landing for people to get to know more about you and your work. Social media, I find to be like a lot more casual. So that can be like behind the scenes. It can be used as a sales tool. I don't know very many situations where people actually make a lot of sales there, honestly. Installation shots, showing studio process. But if you don't like the platform, don't use it. Like I feel like it's often the case that people ask me about Instagram or other things because they're asking permission to not use it. If you hate it, don't use it. That's fine. It's okay. There are a lot of ways to do things. It works for a lot of people. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Don't pay attention to who unfollowed, purpose, what's the content you're interested in, the frequency. Who might have access to this? Is that like a group that you're excited about? How much attention do you really want to give it? And then is it really necessary? And then a newsletter, which is going to be a little bit more, informative. It should have, I usually say 3 or 4 listings of things. It's nice when there's a variety of those things. I tend to think about them as like quarterly. And then if nothing really exciting happened that quarter, don't do it. That's fine. These are just baselines. There are some quarters where a whole bunch of things happened all at once. And then it's 6 or 9 months before opportunities, start to be shareable. So again, we really want to think about these as additive, right? These are layers of information, with the emails being the connector, the website being the hub, social media is a little more casual, and the newsletter is supposed to be like an update of things that are going on.